Welcome back. First-time college students are spreading their wings and getting started with their first semester, which may leave many parents with a mix of emotions. We are joined right now by mental health counselor Lynn Shine to discuss the transition for both students and parents when beginning life away at college. Lynn, you're joining us on the couch this morning. We were just talking. Seems like last weekend was the big move-in weekend for a lot of local schools and universities, yes. But right now is the point where it really kind of starts to sink in for both the students and for their parents that this is a whole new ballgame.
Right. I mean, the first thing to think about is that most people adjust beautifully. And the same most people have some homesickness or some anxiety when beginning school.
But that's normal.
So expect it. Mm-hmm. Expect it.
And that probably means that you have a good relationship with your family, a good relationship with your parents if you miss them, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, missing is one thing. Mm-hmm. Then they have certainly anxieties meeting their new professors, mm-hmm. and they have anxiety starting the classes and the pressures that that holds. Some schools, which I can't say that I agree with, but you go for the frats or the sororities in the first semester, so there's some rejections for some people. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment for the kids, and it's an adjustment for the parents.
You actually sent over a cartoon as we were emailing back and
yes.
forth about this, about discussion for this
I
segment.
love it.
First day of school, that's like a kindergartner that the kid doesn't want to go, and then first day of college, the parents don't want to say goodbye.
That's right.
It's tough. It can be hard to say goodbye.
It's right. And I myself had a tough time when my kids went, as much as we give them wings to help them fly, like you said initially. But it's hard to let them go. And I read an article recently that was fantastic that said the difficulty with letting your child go to every life stage is that you end up realizing you're going to know them a little bit less because you won't know all their professors, you won't know all their friends, you won't know. And that's a loss. That's a loss for parents, especially when they're close.
And I think that a trend right now with college students age, I think they're still considered millennials, that they're closer with their parents than ever.
Yes.
They're in constant communication. You can text your mom during class.
That's
you can
right.
IM with her, Facebook her, your dad during class. Well, how do you think that's changing the college experience?
Well, when we were growing up, the question was to help people not go home as often. Mm-hmm. Now you're at home through electronics.
All the time.
So you're constantly connecting, and I don't think that that's necessarily easier. I think you should allow your child some transition time to stay there and acclimate. And when you're in touch all the time, certainly answer them if they're reaching out. But be careful not to constantly feel like you need to reach out to them.
So maybe if you don't reach out to them, but
That's
what
right.
if they're constantly reaching out to you in electronic ways about problems and it gets cryptic and there may be some kind of lost in translation kind of thing, like, Mom, I'm having a horrible problem.
Right.
And
right.
just like venting through texting or through Facebook. What do you think about that?
Well, the health offices at the universities, their biggest problem is our kids feeling depressed. Mm-hmm. So pay attention if you're hearing there's normal transition and they're going to be anxious and feeling sad sometimes. But if it's lasting 1 or 2 weeks, I certainly would alert the school perhaps, or ask them to go to the health center there first, mm-hmm.
Because
they may be feeling depressed, and pay attention to that.
So utilize what's available
yes.
on campus.
Yes.
All right, we have about 30 seconds left. Any other words of advice for parents as their students make the transition?
I think it's more of just hold in there. Understand that even if they're feeling upset for the first couple of weeks, they'll transition and they'll be okay.
Everyone's got to go through it, right?
That's
it's
right,
that time
exactly.
of life. All right, hey, congrats
Exactly.
to all the kids starting college. It's a big step.
Yes.
Congrats to all them and their parents, too. Hard
Yes.
work on the parents'
It
end
really
as well.
is. Yes.
Thanks for coming in. Have a great
You're
Labor Day
welcome.
weekend. All right, we're going to toss over to Emily Lenahan now. It's time for our hashtag of the week, right? And we're going back to Canal Side. That's right.